Never waste a good crisis. And when it comes to the economic crisis, don't waste it when it can have a very positive impact.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste.
The way we're going to win over the long term is not just militarily. We've got to win over hearts and minds. And what that means is we've got to invest in countries that have no educational infrastructure, have no means for young people to get ahead. We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
Stay tuned for politics and religion.
Well, the news is abuzz today with the possibility of a deal trading Mr. Gilad Shalit, long-held prisoner of the Palestinians. They've been holding him since they captured him from the Israeli army over 3 years ago. Now the reports say that Israel is on the verge of trading 1,000 prisoners for Gilad Shalit. I'm sure that Mr. Shalit is going to feel really, really important. 1,000 prisoners for one prisoner? This is an amazing thing that the Palestinians would demand that much for this one individual. But on the other hand, Israelis are known traditionally for valuing every single life, as well they should, we all should. But it appears that a deal may in fact be imminent. Now this is some more of the things that are developing in the Middle East. While nothing seems to be going on, yet it looks like there's a backroom deal possibly going to take place. Now if this in fact does happen, what is it going to mean for you, for me, for the Middle East peace process in general? Is this the ultimate compromise by Benjamin Netanyahu? His own brother-in-law has sent an open letter to him, which now has been published, of course, saying, how in the world could you ever, in your own book on terrorism, you said you would never do that. All you're doing is inviting more terrorism, because if they know they can get 1,000 prisoners freed, some of them with blood on their hands, they're going to be so tempted to try to capture another and another and another. And when you start dealing and horse trading with terrorists, well, there's no end in sight. The brother-in-law of Benjamin Netanyahu said, if you can't withstand the pressure, then you should resign. On the other hand, if you're sitting in the seat of Gilad Shalit's parents, what are you thinking right now? If you're Benjamin Netanyahu and you look in the eyes of Noam Shalit, the father of Gilad Shalit, what do you tell him? No, I'm not willing to give up 1,000 terrorists for your son. That's a really, really tough call. So that's what's going on in Israeli politics today. Now, this is the first day I'm able to be back with you here from my trip to Israel. A lot of you are very interested in what we found out. We had Mr. Yehuda Glick speak to our group in Israel, and we were suspicious that perhaps the red heifer had been offered and that the ashes were already in use, purifying Jews, and that accounted for the tremendous increase in the number of Jewish people visiting the Temple Mount so far in this year of 2009. Now, Mr. Yehuda Glick says, absolutely not. That is not happening. He said, I surely would have known if it had happened. I don't know for absolute positive. I'm taking Rabbi Glick at his word. I'm assuming that's the case. However, is he an insider of the insiders? Would they keep this secret from him? I didn't get the impression that he was Mr. Insider himself. So there's still the outside chance. I simply cannot say. However, for those of you that understand what's going on here, the rabbis teach, and the Bible teaches, Numbers chapter 19, that Israel must have the ashes of a red heifer of the third year. They must be mingled with water, and that mixture is designed to purify them from the individual from contact with a dead body. Without this purification process, they are forbidden to go up to the house of the Lord. So when they go onto the Temple Mount, if they stay away from the temple area itself, then no problem. They don't have to have the purification process. I do know, however, that the Jews that have been going up onto the Temple Mount have been immersing themselves in a mikvah. It's something like a baptism. It's a bath that they take before going up there in order to cleanse themselves from impurity. However, it doesn't appear to be the application of the ashes of red heifer. We simply do not know for sure right now. This we do know for sure, though. The pressure is rising on Israel to assert its rights on the Middle East, and it's all being produced by these religious Jews that are going up there continually. I'm talking about day after day. Sometimes 100 or more will go up there. They're asserting their right to worship in their most holy place of all, the Temple Mount itself, the place where God said many times, over 37 times in the Old Testament, I will put my name there. And because he decided to put his name there, then the battles began between the forces of evil and the forces of good. Interesting things going on in Israel today.